on plastic lacing. To make your simple square or spiral box, you will need 2 colors of plastic lacing, about 2 to 3 feet long, equally length, and then just cut it. You'll pull your plastic lacing in half, and then you will thread it. You will make an X in your keyring. The color on your bottom, in my case it is black, you're going to cross over the top to make a loop in one direction, and then you're going to take the bottom end that you didn't use and cross in the opposite direction. You'll have 2 bunny ear loops. You'll then take your other color, in my case pink. You will go over the first one and through the second one. So you want to make sure that this end is going through the loop second, over the open end. You'll then take the other half, go over the first one, and through the second, which is your second bunny loop, and then you're going to pull it tight. And you'll make a little box. This is going to be the hardest step, is this one. Everything else is going to be easier. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go straight across with the black, and make a bunny loop. And you see how it goes straight from this side right to that one. Same thing in the opposite direction. Make a little bunny ear. And you're going to take your pink, and you're going to go in a straight line, straight across over the first one, and then through the second one. And I pull it back into the side so that way it's out of the way. And you're going to take your other pink one that you haven't used yet, go over the first one, and through the second one, and being careful to only go through that second loop. And then pull it tight. And as you go, you'll start to see little stacks. So we're going to do that again. Go straight across to make a bunny loop with your black, or whatever your first color is. Straight across. And then over the first one, under the second one. So it looks like that, over, under. You're going to pull it tight. And then you're going to take your other one that you haven't used in the second color and go over the first one, under the second one. And then pull it tight. Once you've gotten comfortable making a square box, you can get fancy and make it spiral. To make it spiral, you're going to do almost the same thing, but instead of going straight across in a line, you're going to go from corner to corner when you make your bunny ears. So if you look, you see this one's going across on a diagonal, and this one's going the opposite direction. And you're going to do the same thing with your second color. And you're going to just do that same over under, working on a diagonal as well. So this one's coming from this corner over here and going to this corner. So you got your over under, and making sure not to cross them over each other. You're going to do the same thing with the other side of over the first one, under the second, and pull it tight. And you won't be able to see on the first one that you're turning into a spiral, a little bit of diagonal instead of straight up and down like the others. But it's going to be more noticeable as you go. So again, you're going to take your first color, and you're going to bring it diagonally from corner to corner in both directions. And then you're going to take color 2 and go over the first one, under the second. And you're making sure you lock in place with the end that's attached. If you're going to the loose end as your second one, it's just going to come completely undone. And the second color you're going to do over and under. And pull tight. And now you can start to see it's starting to spiral. So you can see now that spiral is really starting to show up now that I've got on a few more rows done. And you can either keep going as a spiral, you can switch back and forth between that and the box. And switching back to the box is as simple as going back to straight back across in a straight line. So instead of from the top going corner to corner, you're just keeping it in a straight line. And then going back to the same over-under motion that you've been doing the whole time. Trying not to twist your plastic lacing. And then over-under again with the second color. This basically is just a 2x2 weave. And just pull tight. And then it'll start going back to being a square. Once your keychain is as long as you want it and you have still a good amount of tail left, you're just going to tie it in a simple knot. And then you're just going to trim the ends. And you're all set to put your keychain on your keys or your backpack or wherever else. If you've finished your square or spiral and you are a pro at it and you want to try something a little bit harder, you can make a double box or a double spiral. So for that one, you're going to need 3 colors. And you're going to need 2 colors that are going to be equal length. Again, I'm going to do about 2 feet. So, I can get that in frame. It's about 2 feet from start to finish. They're equal length. The third color, you're going to need double the amount. So that was about 2 feet. This one's going to be about 4 feet. So that's the same length. And then fold it over. And double it. You're going to have some extra. That's fine. It's better to have too much than not enough. So it's going to be very similar to the last one. You're going to take your folded in half part and your key ring or your key clip, whichever one you're doing. Find the middle, hold onto it, and then with your 2 shorter pieces, you are going to again find the middle, just thread it through. It's a little bit harder to get dead center, but that should be the middle for all 3. Make sure you keep track of which one is your longer one. For me, it is green. And you're going to make an X, same as before. So your 2 shorter ones are going one direction, and your long one is going the other way. And you want your shorter ones to be on top. So the green, my long one, is underneath. You have the X. You're going to make a loop with the green going one direction. Find the end. Go the opposite direction. So that's 2 loops. And then you're going to take your first color on one side. This is the open end. We're going to make sure we go over that one and under the second one. Except so keep everything locked in place. And then the opposite side of the same second color, you're going to go over the first one, do the second one, and push it over. Back to your first side. You're going to take your third color, second short color, go over that first one, under the second, in the opposite direction you just came from. And then you're going to take your remaining unworked side, go over the first one, under the second. It gets a little bit tight. And you want to make sure that you don't cross anything over. Tighten it a little bit. So you've got these 6 nice neat lines. You've got 4 going in the same direction, nothing's crossing over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 go in the opposite direction. And you're going to try very carefully to pull everything tight at the same time. And there is your double box. So you have 1 box, 2 box. So it's twice as wide as your single box. And you're going to take your longer thread and just go straight across. Both directions. It is a little bit unwieldy because it is bigger while you're working with this longer, but you'll get the hang of it. Also, the more you work on it, the shorter everything gets. So this one now is in the middle. You don't want to work on the middle one, you want to work from an end one. So this one's on the edge. You're going to go over and under. And then, so you just did 1. You're going to go to 2 on the opposite side. Over and under. Try to keep it from getting twisted. Three, back to that first side, over. And under. And it looks super messy, and we're gonna pull these a little bit tighter. It's a little bit easier when you're looking at it. And then that last one over the first one, under the second one. And that loop, like I said before, is locking everything in place. You're going to grab 3 of these each hand, pull tight, a little bit of shimmy to get everything tight. And you're starting to get your box going, and you're just going to keep going like that for until it's the length you want it to be. This is 1 by 2 box. And you can get fancy with this, same as you did the other one, and start to make it spiral if you are comfortable with it. So you're going to do it the same way as you did a single box, and that's by working on a diagonal. So we're taking this side, left side, and moving it to the right, and moving the right side to the left without crossing over. You're going to go diagonally. So instead of working from the first one, you're actually going to work from the second one because you're crossing it onto an angle. And you're going to go over that loose edge, 1, and under 2. And then on the outside, go over 1, under 2. Don't pull it up too tight. Then you're going to take your second color, the second one down, go in the opposite direction, over 1, under 2. And then the last one, over 1, under 2, and pull tight. Once you've gone further along on your double spiral box, it's going to look like this. They are my favorite. I just think they look so cool. Once your box is the length that you want it, for the double box or the double spiral box, it's going to be a little bit different to finish off because the knot that you would make with all of them is a little unwieldy. So instead you're going to take just one piece of the plastic lacing and tie a simple overhand knot. And then just pull it tight. You want to get it as close as possible to the box that you made of your keychain. Pull it tight. And you're going to do that for each one all the way around. So you're just going to make another overhand knot. Once all of them have been tied off, you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to trim. You're going to leave a little bit of a tail, not too crazy much, and then just trim each one. And there you have it.
Support public libraries. Like, share, and subscribe for more great videos.